Righto lads, welcome back to part number 19 of the driver career here in Bahrain. As you can see, obviously a dry race. Having a look now, we have 400 R&D points given to us after we had an ERS failure. Obviously in the last race. Here's the performance update. That gap to Ferrari is absolutely ridiculous. Genuinely can't believe it, but yeah, we head into this one joint championship leader with Max Verstappen. So hopefully we can have a better race than Max and keep that lead, or someone else might come and take it. So heading into practice now, getting all three of those programs done really easily. Very good, very good. So hopefully we can have a good quali. Let's get into it.
And that was a really good job indeed.
Well, as the sun goes down, the speeds go up. It's almost time to get underway for this shootout for the fastest time and the best possible grid position for tomorrow's race. Let's get on with it. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Alright, here we are, heading to the final corner to finish off our first run in Q1. Hülkenberg goes quickest with the 27.2. Let's see what we can do. We run up to the line using all the battery pretty much perfectly. Puts us P4 ahead of Sainz, and by the time the session is coming to an end, we are P9. So we're closer to Lando than we have been. As I say that, he did improve. So decided to just do the one run, made it through comfortably, and yeah, glad we did. Lando didn't really need to go out again. Mercedes still struggling, P13 and 14. Bottas dragging the Cadillac out of Q1, and we see Lindblad, Colapinto, Bortoleto, Alonso, Stroll, and Sergio Perez out in Q1 now. Heading into our first run of Q2 on the worn tyres. You can see the battery management not as good as our Q1 lap, although it's not terrible. Actually, yeah, it's not great either. So we run out about probably 2/3 of the way to the line, puts us P6 just behind Hadjar, 5/10 off Norris. So not a great lap. We're P10, so we're gonna have to go back out and improve, which we do. So we're up currently by 7/10. Battery management again not great. You can see we've dropped down to P12 behind both Alpines. And now heading up to the line, we're going to run out of battery again. So we lose quite a bit of time there. And is it good enough? It is. It's P8, so we scrape through again. But as I said in the last episode, and we actually go quicker than Norris. So like I said in the last episode, qualifying, we really need to sort it out, because we got to capitalise on having a good car. As we see Hadjar, Gasly, Bottas, Lawson, Albon and Ocon out in Q2. As now we finish off our first run in Q3, but just like I was saying, we have to really make the most of having a decent car, on paper at least. You know, we just can't afford to be qualifying 9th, 10th and stuff like that. So we're going to run up to the line. It's going to be a 27.7, almost a second off Hülkenberg. And look at that. That's pretty ridiculous. Session coming to a close. So obviously we're going back out on some fresh tyres. Sorry. We see George Russell there in P8 as well. So he'll definitely want to improve. As now we come to the final corner, trying to save battery, but again, it's only around that 27% mark, which isn't going to be enough, and we lose quite a bit of time there. Running up to the line, it's going to be P7, so not great, but I'd say it's not the worst thing I've ever done. So what's that? About 4/10. 3.5 tenths off Lando, not great. Ferrari on pole, as expected. Leclerc 4 tenths ahead of his teammate Oscar Piastri. Antonelli P3, Verstappen up there in 4th, followed by Lando, Hulkenberg, myself, Behrman, Sainz, and George Russell P10.
Enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, a Ferrari stronghold in years gone by. Will they be able to add to their record today? Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Antonelli, Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Hulkenberg, O'Reilly, Behrman, Sainz, and George Russell, Hadjar, Gasly, Valtteri Bottas, and Lawson, Albon, Ocon, Arvid Lindblad, and Franco Colapinto, Bortoletto, Alonso, Stroll, and Sergio Perez completes our grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are.
Righto lads, that's a strategy. 9 laps on the mediums for 2 stints and 11 on the hards. Pretty straightforward stuff. Another change we've made is moving to the broadcast formation lap. I just think you can kind of see, obviously, the grid a lot better. That TV feel, which is kind of why I used the offset camera as well. You can see, what tyre everyone's on. I just think it gives you a better overall picture. So yeah, that's one change we made.
Take their positions on the grid. The teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Righto lads, we're away in Bahrain. Not getting the greatest start. It's not the worst though, as we're really cautious into turn 1. And we let Hadjar and Behrman get past us, and now we're kind of sandwiched in between them. So we get past them too, and now we're going to flick it to the inside, try and get past Hulkenberg and Norris. But again, being a little bit careful. And we're going to kind of stay here on the inside, hopefully trying to follow Antonelli through, going side by side with our teammate now, and we're going to make that move. So we're up into P5. Are we going to send one on Antonelli? No. But once again, a good start. Up from P7, dropping down to like P9, I think it was. And now we're P5. So as we come to the end of lap 1, we are also going to get past, Kimi Antonelli. So we move up to P4. Our championship rival, I guess you could say, at this stage. Max Verstappen is just ahead of us, and we are closing. So Antonelli looks like he wants to have a look around the outside at turn 1. Doesn't really go for it in the end, but hopefully we can stay within a second of Max and try and catch up. Obviously, look at the Ferraris already starting to stretch their legs. We've caught up to Max Verstappen now as we move on to start lap 3, but you can see, the Ferrari's already out in front by quite a distance, nearly 2 seconds, as we set the fastest lap of the race. Going into turn 1, flicking down to none, and it looks like Max is going to have a go up the inside here at turn 1, and he does, and we are going to keep that position. So up to P3, solid start, a bit cautious, but I'd rather be cautious than not and then end up with damage. So as now Max actually is going to have a look around the outside here, and we fend him off there as well. So now we see Piastri 2 seconds, over 2 seconds ahead of us now. Leclerc 3.5 ahead on the softs. So that's pretty much their race to lose at this point. I think the only way we can see another race winner, I think, other than the Ferraris, is if there's weather involved or a big accident or like a Ferrari DNF, basically, as Verstappen gets back past us then. So he makes that move back up to P3. Honestly, if we can just stay with Max the whole time, I think... oh my days, he actually locks up there. And we nearly go into the back of him. That would have been terrible. So let's have a look at his onboard, you can see, and just locks up both front tyres. So that would not help his tyre wear, and that's a big mistake from Verstappen, as he gave up that place to us for nothing. So we start lap 5, and he is gonna get straight back past us. As you can see, we've actually held the position. So that's some solid racing there, some good racing. And now it looks like Max is going to have a go again around the outside, as we fail that objective, which is just brilliant. And now we are just we've got caught in him. I was just about to say we're about to try and do an identical move to the one we did a few laps ago, but we've actually got caught on his front right. Sorry. Let's have a look at it here, and we've kind of spun ourselves off. Yep, look at that. As he goes through the polystyrene board thing, makes a mess, and let's have a look at his POV here. I don't know, I mean, yeah, we kind of just drove him off the track. He was steering right, though. I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I think it's one of those ones where, yeah, it's probably my fault, but if he just steered straight, then we would have been fine. So very disappointing. We dropped down to P8. Verstappen must be like P10 or 11. Or even further down, it could be like 12th or 13th. As now, we are going to try and get back to where we were before that incident. As we see a 3-wide battle here between Antonelli, Hadjar and Norris. Oh, sorry, it must be Gasly then, because actually I just got past Hadjar. So it must be Gasly, and it is. The two Alpines are really giving it a good run here, as we're going to go around the outside of Lando. And can we get that move done? We're going to go side by side through the twisty section here. So that's good racing from us, back up to P6. We're actually going to send one up the inside of Kimi Antonelli as well. And we get that move done as well. So back up to P5, we've got Gasly just ahead on the softs. Those tyres will be going off pretty soon, if not already. So hopefully very soon we can get past him as we move to the end of lap 6, and you can see we are right on the back of Gasly. So now using the battery to get past the Alpine, our former teammate obviously, and actually he's going to come back at us. As we're going to go 3 wide, here we are, look at that, with Gasly and Antonelli. You see Hulkenberg actually up to P3, so he's chilling 2 seconds ahead of this little battle. As I say that though, we move on to lap 8, and me and Antonelli have managed to pull away from Gasly, and we've actually managed to gain on Nico Hulkenberg here. So let's have a look then as we get to the end of lap 8. Oh, that one was close. I almost should have let him go to get the... oh, actually I just realised Hulkenberg, we're within a second of Hulkenberg anyway, so it didn't matter. As we see Leclerc in the pits. And are we going to go for a move here on Hulkenberg as we start lap 9? Yes, we are going to send it to the inside. What a dive. And we've actually outbraked ourselves. We get it stopped. Hulkenberg gets back up into P2 now. And he's going to live to fight another day until we get to the end of lap 10 again. And, oh, we're going to overtake him. I probably shouldn't have done that, because now he's going to get the overtake mode. And we have, oh, we're actually pitting. Never mind, we're pitting. So we end up in the pits. Piastri also in the pits. Antonelli following us in. So hopefully no problems with this stop from the lads. Looks pretty clean. Nice work getting out before that big train of cars. You love to see it. Looks like Antonelli could have possibly been held a little bit there. As now we come back out onto the racetrack in P5 at the moment. I see, is that Gasly and Russell? Yes, it is. So we end up ahead of them. And Antonelli, due to, I think he was getting held in the pits, ends up in that train kind of fight there. And that's good for us. So hopefully we can pull away from Gasly. Although, as we come to the end of lap 12, we're actually going to let him go by just marginally to get that overtake mode, as it looks like Lando's actually stolen our fastest lap, I think. Oh, sorry, it's Leclerc. It's Leclerc. So we're going to get back past, and now Hulkenberg as well, actually. Going to make a move here on us, and it's going to be too wide. Gasly trying to join the fight, and we're going to leave him the room, and we're going to go side by side still. It's a great battle between us and the Red Bulls here, although as with Max ended a bit prematurely, but we're going to get around the outside of Hulkenberg, and we're up into P3 once again. So we have made it back to pretty much where we were before the contact with Verstappen. And now, as we move on to lap 14, Hulkenberg is still with us. We have managed to drop Gasly. So about halfway through the race at this point, almost. And yeah, one more pit stop to do. Should be on about lap 18, I think. So Hulkenberg now coming back at us, and it's an identical scenario to the one we had with Max. This time though, we give the room, and we're going to go side by side through the twisty section. We managed to keep the place. That is some great racing between me and Hulkenberg there, and you can see, look at that, Piastri and Leclerc 12 and 16 seconds ahead. As now we move on to lap 16, and it's just a copy paste pretty much. Hulkenberg going for the move on us once again. We managed to hold it, and now after this little straight, he will come back at us once again. So this is going to be an interesting battle. We've got 4 seconds almost, sorry, to Gasly. So I mean, I don't mind having a bit of a scrap, but ideally we don't let the Mercs into this kind of fight. As we see, actually both Alpines are up in the top 7, I think I can see there. So as we re-overtake Hulkenberg, and as soon as I do that, he's going to come back at us again. So are we going to send it now up to turn 1? Or we are there, we bang wheels, we get up on the curb, and he's going to slide back through up into P3 once again. So he keeps that place, and now look at this, we're going to swoop to the outside and do a reverse. Oh well, I mean, we did that move a couple of laps ago, I'm pretty sure. I was going to say like a reverse Verstappen kind of move around the outside, but yeah, we made that a few laps before. So now, moving on to lap 18, we've actually managed to drop Hulkenberg. He's 1.2 behind, 1.3 now, and he's dropping a lot, 1.5 now. So we are going to pit. Piastri also in the pits. Hulkenberg follows us in. Hopefully the lads can give us a good stop. Let's have a look. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Did Hulkenberg might have had a slow stop there? Look at how far he is behind. That doesn't really seem right. He must have had a slow stop as we come out of the pits in P5. Let's just quickly have a look at this. We see Hulkenberg pulling in, and it's the front left wouldn't come off. And then what happens here? Unsafe release straight into the path of Isaac Hadjar. Thankfully he goes through him, so no harm done. More cars in the pit lane. It's our teammate Norris and Kimi Antonelli. So now we are back up into P3, and at this point it was pretty much just bringing it home. We were just chugging along nicely, keeping that 4.5 to 5 second gap to Hulkenberg, and like, look at how ridiculously quick the Ferraris are. 15 and 20 seconds ahead, so there was never any chance of catching them. So yeah, P3 pretty much was going to be the best that anyone else could do today. And now you can see, actually, on the mini-map there, there's yellow flags for a Red Bull. It's Max Verstappen going for a spin. We're going to have a look at it now as he is behind Isaac Hadjar in P9, and there he goes. Goes around. Unfortunate for Max, he has not had the best race. Obviously that contact with us, and he just hasn't really recovered. So now he drops out of the points. Let's have another look at it here from the onboard. It's like a half spin, and then it's like two kind of actions. It's like a half spin and then another half kind of or quarter like spin. So that's unfortunate for Max, as we're going to see Charles Leclerc cross the line to win his first race of the season. Ferrari's first win of the season. It's a good win for him. He's probably going to be doing a lot of that this season. And we are going to cross the line in P3.
Yes, and that's a podium. Excellent drive. The whole team have worked especially hard this weekend, and that, my friend, is a fantastic reward. Well done.
And Leclerc to the line, to the checkered flag. It's King Charles today. He wins.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
We had drama from start to finish, but in the end, there was only ever one that could take that top spot. And who gets to take the top step of the podium? Yes, it is I, Leclerc. Charles Leclerc on top.
So that's a race then. Bit of a hectic kind of start there with Max. And then we had a really good battle with Hulkenberg for a few laps there before he got held in the pits. And then, yeah, other than that, really, after the pit stop, the second stop, it was just get it to the end. So the Alpine's having a great race. Albon having a great race. Sergio Perez having a great race as well. We had a pretty good race ourselves. George Russell having a stinker. Behrman struggled as well. Carlos also going backwards as well. No DNFs to show as well, which is solid. We do lead the championship by 12 points to Charles Leclerc. Max there on 37, still obviously not scoring today. And Oscar Piastri and the other Ferrari level on points with Max. And then you got Lando a little bit further back, and then you got Bottas, Gasly, Russell, and Antonelli there as well. So, yeah. 3 teams there, you can see, haven't scored points. Haas, V-Carb, and Audi. We actually are trailing Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship by 3 points. Red Bull a little bit further back, and then Alpine a little bit further back in that fight with Mercedes. I think that Cadillac performance was, at the moment, proving to be a one-off. So, yeah, tough times for them. But yeah, that's another video done, fellas, and I will see you for the next one in Miami.